गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत नशृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाले नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यो गुरुः स शिवः प्रोक्तः यः शिवः स गुरुः स्मृतः विकल्पं यस्तु कुर्वीत स नरो गुरुतल्पः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यास विशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्रः येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय पुत्रवैत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः। पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगत्। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद, हे नाथ नारायण श्री कृष्ण गोविंद, 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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद, 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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। बोलिए कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की। नमः पार्वती पते, हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। अर्जुनुवाच संन्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण पुनर्योगं च शंससि यच्छ्रेययेतयोरेकम् तन्मे ब्रूहि सुनिश्चितम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच संन्यासः कर्मयोगश्च निःश्रेयस्करावुभौ तयोस्तु कर्मसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते। ज्ञेयः स नित्यसन्न्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षति निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते। सांख्यो योगौ पृथक् बालाः प्रवदन्ति न पंडिताः एकमप्यस्थितः सम्यक् उभयोर्विन्दते फलम् यत् सांख्यैः प्राप्यते स्थानं तद्योगैरपि गम्यते। एकं सांख्यं च योगं च यः पश्यति स पश्यति संन्यासस्तु महाबाहो दुःखमाप्तुमयोगतः। योगयुक्तो मुनिर्ब्रह्म न चिरेणाधिगच्छति योगयुक्तो विशुद्धात्मा विजितात्मा जितेन्द्रियः सर्वभूतात्मभूतात्मा कुर्वन्नपि न लिप्यते। नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् श्वपन् श्वसन्। Because sandhi is there, we should not break it. Pashyan shunvan sprashan jigran ashnan gachan shwapan shwasan. Pralapan visrajan grannan unmishan nimishan napi indriyani indriyarteshu वर्तन्ते इति धारयन् वर्तन्ते इति धारयन्। From center of our life should change from selfish active life, selfish family, selfish professional, selfish possession in. From that selfish active life, we have to evolve to. That means ego and attachment, family-centric life. We have to evolve to God-centric active life. From God-centric active life, we have to evolve to Shravan Manan oriented inactive life. From Shravan Manan oriented inactive life, we have to evolve to meditation oriented inactive life. And meditation oriented inactive life should evolve to the life in which activity and inactivity are seen in me only. So these are the 4 stages of where our center changes. Center means what? When you say my life is centered on my family, means what? Somebody is the source of my sorrow and joy. Center means somebody is the source of my sorrow and joy. When you relate to somebody, it is a silent contract that with your sorrow I will be sad and your joy I will be glad. What is the meaning of marriage? Marriage means one person is silently telling that now your sorrow will be my sorrow and your joy will be my joy. And my sorrow and joy also should be your sorrow and joy. What is the meaning of having child? Means one more jeev has come in my life and I am saying that his sorrow and my sorrow are same, his joy and my joy are same. And I will work for your joy and I will try to remove your sorrow. When you are related to somebody, these things are natural. It looks very good in getting related, but it is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. Because you have signed a silent contract of dependence. And all dependence is sadness. Sarvatra parvasham dukkham, sarvatra swavasham sukham, iti proktam samasena lakshanam sukha dukkhayoho. So we are very easy to say this is my this person, this is my mausa, this is my brother-in-law, this is my jija. Jija understand, no? Huh? No? One girl got married to somebody. Immediately after marriage, that husband of the girl almost died. So after that, people came and said, Jija, Udja, Jija. So from that it came Jija. Jija, matlab, get back to life. So from that time also, that Jija word has come. And where from you get all this? Somebody told me, I'm just saying. Some brahmachari told me. I don't endorse these things, but I just said. So when you are related to somebody, relation is a worst thing, because from that, now you have put one silent rope of being pulled and allowed to be pulled by somebody and pushed by somebody. If son's mood is not okay, your mood also will not be okay. If husband is in trouble in the office, you also will be tense. If wife is having high fever, you will be frantic and feverish. You will go for feverish activity. If mother is not happy, you will not be happy. So when you are related to the family, this is all silent contract that goes and it carries through years and life, and you die with it. And you die with the vasana of getting related. So it looks very nice to introduce, he is my son, she is my daughter, he is my daughter-in-law, she is my daughter, he is my son-in-law. And it all means that you have strings. Somebody has a sway on your mood. Somebody can manipulate your mood. Somebody has come in your life whom you will be very affected by. And this is what is we call egocentric, family-centric, attachment-centric, active life. You can't have egocentric, inactive life because ego will make you active. Ego and attachment will make you on the run. It is Rajogun oriented. Rajo raga atmakam viddhi trishna sandha nibandha. Tan nibandhadi kaundeya karma sandhena dehinam. Karma sangena dehinam. And the person will have many kind of issues around him. It is not the issues, it is your relations. It is the unhealthy, indiscriminate, and anti-God relation that trouble you. It is unhealthy, indiscriminate, anti-God, egocentric relations that trouble you. It can be with the property, it can be with the person, it can be with the work, it can be with your body, it can be with your prarabdha. It is my prarabdha that can trouble you, positively or negatively. So egocentric active life, attachment-centric active life, family-centric active life. No? So it is not that although all relations may provide some kind of seeming joys, somebody will give you some nice, to give you to eat something, to give you he will give you some good words to talk, they will give some support, but heavy cost is there. The cost is that you will be not only emotionally dependent, but now you will be centered toward that issue or a person, and you cannot live. This is number one. When a seeker finds, when a person becomes a seeker, he discovers that this is not which I am not in a state. I'm making emotional mistakes. I have to cut these emotional threads. This is all nooses I have tied around, and and for my sorrow I am responsible. I have messed up my emotional, and I have not tackled my life properly. Slowly, when you start discovering little freedom in not feeling related. But people are around how to do that. People are around doesn't mean you have to be related. Relation is you have a mental thought that is mine. It is a mindset. It's a undeveloped mindset that he is mine. The very sign of unevolved person is his attachment. What? Means I am unevolved. And I am not saying anything. That is for you to conclude. I am making a general statement. But I am very evolved. I am 6 feet. No, not that. The very sign of I am repeating it. Don't repeat such sentences. It hurts. No, you have to repeat. The very sign of unevolved person is his extreme sorrow and joy with somebody, the potential to be sad is very high in a person. Potential to be sad. He can be sad. If he loses this person, he loses this job, he loses his reputation, he will be very, very sad. He can go into severe depression. He has to be rushed to the hospital. He has so much of depression he will go into. In India it happens, here also. When some politician is caught and is imprisoned, after a few days he has to be rushed to the hospital. Okay, क्या हो गया भाई? अच्छे खासे थे भाई, you have to be rushed to the hospital. And then doctor will say, no, he is fine. You can't act because he will see that you are right or wrong. So when you are not evolved means that a person has a very low level of joy, low level of understanding, low level of serving, low level of love. Like you go to the shop, you have all kinds of oil, all kinds of vegetable. I don't know what it is called. The best one, what is it called? First class. I think in vegetable, some are high market, high cost vegetables are there. High cost snacks are there. High cost milks are there. First grade, jo kuch bhi ho. So it depends on what is your financial status, you choose for that. So when a person is not evolved, that means his joy level is very less. He is not very free from inside. He is naturally not very happy. Therefore animals are not giving, they don't have smiles. Because they don't have any joy, very less level of joy. At the most they can wag their tail. Not all animals also. Cat does not wag the tail. Cat has a tail. Cat has a tail. But cat doesn't wag the tail. It does. It is hanging around. Achha. It rolls. Our cat was rolling here. Out of joy. At the most, but cat can't laugh like us. Because Ananda aspect is not developed. Horse can't laugh. Horse can't smile. No animal has given the privilege of a smile. Smile is the only priority of the human being. Imagine that. None of the animals smile. Little also they don't smile. They express their happiness through the some body part, some they may move here and there little. But as the human being has a laughter, or he has a roaring laughter, or hearty laughter, or has a smiling face, no animal has. So the has dhatu which is there to laugh is only for human being. Oh, I did not know that. Yes. Because their evolution is very less. When you are evolved, it means your understanding, your joy, your purity is very high level. High level means it is deep and wide. You are not at a surface level. You are not at the body level of joy. You are Atma level, or you are having Bhagwan level. Something which is easily snatchable is called low level. Something which is not easily snatchable is called high level joy. So, when a person discovers, so he goes from egocentric to slowly God-centric active life. This transition is called the process of Karma Yoga, where you are Now you've discovered that there is a joy of giving and not getting. There is a joy of surrendering. There is a joy of being egoless. There is a freedom inside, I feel. I gave and I don't want to. I don't want to see what I give and I don't want to get anything from return. I give and forgive. I don't want to, you should say me, that you should come to me, and I don't want. I want to be little free. I don't want to be related a lot. This desire to be not related to the worldly things is called your growth in spiritual path. Because every relation is one, in your heart, one nail has been put, which will prick you now. This example is given in Shastra. Well, but supposing he is a very good person, one who I am related to, then also there will be a problem. Why? He is so good, he won't be all the time around you. There are many takers for him. And secondly, he will not be there all the time. He will pass away, or you will pass away, as the case may be. So you live with the memories of that person. So what joy you are getting from finite, it is a sorrow in the future. What you think is a joy, it's a future sorrow. You don't know you are investing in future sorrow. By enjoying somebody, you are investing in future. You are signing a contract. In future, without him, I will be sad. Well, so don't say such harsh things, If you find truth harsh, what can I say that? So what shall I not get related to? I shall leave everyone. No, don't leave it. I am only don't enjoy finite thing. Make your life God-centric and not family-centric and ego-centric and attachment-centric. Well, but he is very good. If he is very good, please think how I can offer him to the God for some bigger purpose. You should not enjoy. This was Vishwamitra. He could have possessed Bhagwan Ram for whole life. Bhagwan Ram was very good in all manners. He is the best disciple. Best disciple. But he took Bhagwan Ram to Janakpuri, got him married, took him back to Ayodhya. He could have lived in Ayodhya. Dashaji said to leave him forever. He said, no, my place in the forest only. What the purpose of bringing Bhagwan Ram to the world? I have done that. I am going back alone in my forest. So if anyone is very good, I think he needs a bigger stage. He needs more opportunity. He needs more exposure. Don't confine him to yourself only. Sun can't be localized, moon can't be localized. Sun doesn't belong to any country, moon doesn't belong to any country. Earth doesn't belong to any continent. So when feeling of offering is not mine, he is God's. This is the second stage. You come to God-centric life. It can be painful, but don't forget, you have to get out of all relations. But, yes, means mentally I have to disown everybody. Mentally disown, not in a negative way, but in a offering way. Disown and own the God. Owning the God and disowning the world at the mental level. Physically you can live with them. Physically you can eat. Don't say, I'm disowning you, wife. Don't say all this. Julie, तो हमको नहीं भूली. You can't say like that. You cannot say all these things. But mentally, please note, disowning to give it. Like you give donation to me. So you disown that amount of money first and you offer it to me. Without disowning, you can't offer. Life of offering is not possible unless you disown that amount of money. You had a certain amount of money which you would have enjoyed. You could have gone anywhere. You could have made a lavish room or house. But you say, no, this joy I don't want it. I'm offering this. So this life of disowning at the ego level and offering at the God level is called life of karma. And therefore I am removing the rope. I'm not responsible for you. I have not taken a contract with you. I'm not responsible to make you happy. When a person is attached, he feels over-responsible to make the person happy. And if other person is not happy, then person is very sad. And you are suffering from somebody else's foolishness. If somebody is sad by nature, so let God tackle him. It is his nature to be sad. What can I do? Some are non-explainable. Some are non-satisfiable. You can't explain and can't satisfy after a time. He can be your husband or wife or child. Anybody can be there. No point in breaking your head. Protect your energy against such negative sources. ठीक है ना? It can be your own self also. Oh. This is second stage. From God-centric active life, you will get punya to get guru in your life. And punya to get ashram in your life. I can't see her totally. Gosh, she can move little. Can you move? Shift. A little more. Little more. Yes, thank you. Now it is better. Table is over. थोड़ा सा शिफ्ट कर दीजिए टेबल. लिटिल यू कैन शिफ्ट. हाँ बस 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 आप मत शिफ्ट होइएगा. हाँ वही रहिए. हाँ ओके. Huh? So what I am saying, when you have a God-centric life, God-centric active life, you get punya to get guru, ashram and sukshma buddhi and shraddha. 4 things. Subtle intellect to know the scriptures, shuddha man to surrender, a living altar to surrender, to learn from, because you need not a lot of listening. You know how much time it takes in explaining Upanishad, etc. You are knowing that. And this way there are 10 Upanishad which we teach. Imagine how much time it will take. And that we teach with Shankar Bhashya. With Shankar Bhashya. And in yajna sometime you finish in 1 week. How is it possible? And therefore I never teach Upanishad in the yajna, etc. And now Siddhabadi camp is there. So morning class is only on Purnamada, Purnamidam for 9 days, 10 days. So sometimes they saw first time, they said some misprinting is there. But that is the only subject we will see. It needs a lot of time. You have to give time to somebody. You have to give energy to somebody. You need a teacher, you need a guru, you need an altar of surrender. It is not a fast process. It is not a revolution. It's evolution. Mind will take time to understand. Intellect take times to grasp. It's not simple. It can take 5 years, 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 40 years, 1 bird, 2 birds. It's a long process. Don't rush. There is nothing called rushing here. It's not academic studies of the university that you complete the course in 1 year and you are promoted to another class in second year. There is no called second year in spirituality. I am 5 years senior than you. There is nothing like that. Your seniority is decided by your purity of mind and subtlety of your meditation, not the number of years. Somebody may be a child, but he may be much senior than you and me. Therefore, to young sadhu also we offer namaskar. If sadhu is 15-year-old, supposing sannyasi, and you are 70, still you offer namaskar. This I used to see in my grandfather. And young sadhu also is prostrate. This is third level. You come to Shravan Manan, you need listening because ignorance is there. And this is called inactive life. That means you are tending toward Vividisha Sannyas, Karma Tyag. Fourth stage after listening a lot. Listening about what? Listening about Atma, listening about self. I come to a point where I realize I need to more internalize those points. I want to chew it. I've understood I am akarta, I am convinced, but still it is not solved. It is not taken my sorrow. Knowledge, when it is not accessible at time, understanding is not accessible. It is not removed my sorrow. It has not removed my jealousy. It has not removed my anger. It has not removed my confusion, my complexes. And therefore I will go for a system. I want an infrastructure where I need to meditate. Please note, meditation can be alone also. It is called, there are two kinds of meditation. One is called Brahmabhyas, and it's called Nididhyasana. Two kinds of Nididhyasana is there. So one is Ashtanga Nididhyasana, where you need exclusively, you go to a system, you sit alone and focus on one thought and dwell upon it. Samadhi Roop Dhyan it is called. Other is called Brahmabhyas. Other is while walking, thinking, you are just putting yourself in that this is not true, this is not true, with your open eyes. The open-eyed meditation is called Brahmabhyas. The closed eyes in a system, in a room, in an secluded place is called Samadhi Abhyas. In 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Samadhi Abhyas is mentioned and not Brahmabhyas. In 5th chapter, Brahmabhyas is mentioned and not Samadhi Abhyas. I'll show it how. Okay. So meditation is for allowing the knowledge to sink at your eye level. So much so that you can see the world as false and you can dissociate from it. Now you heard this is the fourth stage, no? Fourth. So this is inactive meditative life. Meditation centric. So first was ego-centric, second is God-centric, third is Guru and such listening centric, and fourth is meditation centric. This is called Vidvat Sannyas. This is called Gyan Karma Sannyas. This is called Akartru Sannyas. You are on the threshold of realization. So both are almost same. You are going to crack the goal either in few years or you already did it. So both are almost, you are on the threshold, you are on the gateway of moksha, what you call. Because you have no other vasana. If other vasana is there, you have to go back. You have to go back. And this seeker is mentioned from 7th shlok, second line, to this 8th and 9th verses. Oh, therefore I build this topic here. And therefore the shlokas will not be that easy. Oh my God, you could have told, I would have gone. So in the first line, Yog Yukto Vishuddhatma Vijitatma Jitendriya. I hope you are following everything. I am following, of course, but I am still in the first number. Yog Yukto Vishuddhatma. Still I have egos, still I have not gone to God-centric life also. Forget about God-centric, forget about Shravan Nididhyasana. life. I have not gone to God-centric life. So, will this listening help? Of course it will help. It will make you there. After listening, you will become more God-centric. So, Yog Yukta Vishuddhatma Vijitatma Jitendriya. So, one who is Yog Yukta, the Karma Yog Yukta, he is already gone. I heard Vishuddhatma is Vairag, Vijitatma is Shama, Jitendriya is Dhamma. That means he is Shat Sampatti Sampanna, Vivek Vairag Sampanna. Between first line and second line is a jump from number 2 to number 3. He has gone from Shravan Manan to the teacher. He has heard Upanishads. He has heard, he has thought about it. And after that, therefore there is a jump in the 2 lines. Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma Kuruvannapi na lipyate. So God, the self of God is His self. And self of God is called self of all. So where Sar Bhutatma is there, supposing you put Krishna and Ram, so Krishna Bhutatma. So Krishna Bhutatma means Krishna's Atma is Atma of all. Aham Atma Gudakesha, Aham Atma Gudakesha, Sarbhutashya Sthita. है ना? So Aham Adishcha, Madhyamcha, Bhutanam, Ant Evcha. इनको याद है 10th chapter. उसके बाद नहीं सुनाई पड़ रहा है कुछ. Somebody is taken 2nd, some is on 10th. Which chapter? You didn't tell? 18th chapter. चलो सुनाएंगे आज. 18th chapter in? Okay. Let's brush up. याद आ जाएगा सब. याद आ जाएगा सब, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है. सर्वभूतात्म भूतात्मा, that means whose Atma is the Atma of God. And Atma of God is Atma of all beings. Whose Atma is the Atma of all beings. देखो ना. It's a little tricky समाज. बस ब्रह्मादि नाम, his self is self of all. ऐसा नहीं बोला. His self is the self of all selves. अच्छा. Now this is a person. Kurvan api na lipyate. Kurvan is Shatru pratyay. Shatru means present continuous. While doing. Like Pathan. Pathan. Gachan. Tishthan. Where this haran na comes, the Shatru pratyay is called. So Pratipadik is Pathat actually. So Pathat is Takarant. So Pathan, Patantau, Patantaha. Patantam, Patantau, Patataha. Patata, Patatmyam, Patatpi. Patate, Patatpyam, Patatpya. Patata, Patatpyam, Patatpya. Like that it declines. I don't know what are you talking. Now some of you may understand. Some of you have this knowledge. Now this Sarvbhutatma, Bhutatma and both the points. Kurvannapi. This commentary of this verse is 8th and 9th verse. And if anybody says, I know chanting of Bhagavad Gita, please ask him to chant 8th and 9th shloka. If anybody says, I can chant Bhagavad Gita, tell him. Tell. Pashyan Shunman Gacham. It won't happen. Pashyan Shunman Sprishan Jigran Ashnan Gachan Shwapan Shwasan Pralapan Visrajan Grandan Unmishan Nimishan Nabi. Go slowly, you will sleep otherwise. So here it is said here, बहुत ध्यान से सुनना, this is the Nididhyasan. Nididhyasan श्लोक is there. Vidvat Sannyas Mantra श्लोक is there. That means he is reflecting. But he is doing Nididhyasan while walking, talking. Not Samadhi Abhyas, but Brahma Abhyas. Samadhi Abhyas is in 6th chapter. Brahma-abhyas is in 5th chapter. Only which is easy? Don't worry about this. Both are difficult. Somebody asked Uriya Baba, Bhakti Marg is easy or Gyan Marg is, both are very difficult. Not too much of faith is required. Too much of dispassion is required. Where any quantity is required, quality is too much, the takers are very few. Little is fine, but too much is very difficult. And too much is a requirement is too much. Little doesn't work here. Now let me now this is said here. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit. So there is one person is called Yukta. Yukta means steadfast, alert. Alert means what? Because meditation requires very high level of alertness. Alertness, you must have, police is alert. Army is alert on the border to give the befitting reply to the enemy. They are ready. Flag march is going on. Shoot at sight orders. The curfew is there sometime. They have such things. But shoot at sight orders. Alert is there. If somebody goes, shh, or he will be tackled. Alertness means you are having a deliberate mood. No one understand. What means of deliberate mood? Can you explain in detail, as you know normally sometimes? Deliberate mood means what? You are sipping a cup of tea. You should, while lifting the cup of tea, you should be aware I am lifting the cup of tea. I am sipping it. I have sipped a cup of tea. Yesterday the cup of tea was half, today it is full. I take up to this level only. This much milk is there. This much sugar is there. It's a deliberate action. Dhyan dena. Eruption of a thought. I am conscious of it. Which thought is there, how it came, what will be the end product of this thought, how to stop it. When you are not alert, thought comes up. It continues. You have no control over it. That where it thought is coming from, what is the result of this thought. And even if you know later on, you can't stop it also. You know this is wrong, but still it has already spread a lot. So that is called, he is not alert. When the thought was coming, he was not alert to check it in the beginning. He allowed that thought to flow, and he really, after allowing, now if he wants also, he can't stop it. The emergence of a thought, knowledge of emergence of thought, where this thought will take me, what are the consequences of that, should I continue, should I not continue, should I substitute by another thought. This vigilance at the mental zone is called yukta. Because in meditation you will be asked for that. You have to deal with you have to really see your mind. And if you don't have a habit of seeing your mind, you will be disaster and failure in meditation. And you will see before meditating I was better. After I am very worst. Why? Because uncontrolled thoughts came and you couldn't handle it. Because you have not habituated and programmed yourself to see the emergence of thought and distanced from it. Any thought comes, it overpowers you. Or you don't have a clear picture that this is the vritti, and this vritti will have this consequences. This is called yukta. Any thought came, it took. It is not well. You have not given a thought. Therefore, more than thinking, very important to know whether this thinking is required or not. This thinking is the requirement, or this thinking is just brooding, or this is just my mental and weakness. It is my habitual irrational thinking, or it is irrational and non-conclusive thinking. This is there. This will going to make a mess in my mind. I should have a complete, thorough analysis of your thought. And therefore, lot of sadhanas are mentioned for meditations. There is something called thought regression. I don't know thought of. Thought regression means that any thought comes, you say what was the previous thought. Then you see what was the previous of that thought. How this thought started, how this topic started. Sometime in meeting, the thought goes somewhere else. We started with some agenda, it went somewhere else. The topic was to organize Gyan Yajna. Now somebody said that time if it rains, what happens? So somebody said, no, let us have Yajna outside in the open. Somebody said, yes, but supposing it rains, he said, if it rains, doesn't mind, you will go in the hall. Then say, where is the hall? Well, that person is giving this much of expenses the hall. He said, but that person is not coming nowadays. He's upset, therefore he's not coming. But why he got upset? He got upset because the cook did not give him food. Well, who is that cook who did not give? Not here, don't worry, Pankaj, don't worry. But that cook, supposing his name was Charlie, Charlie did not. Where is Charlie gone? Charlie has gone to marry. But why this season they are marrying? This is not a married season. Malmas has started. The marriage should be after Ekadashi in November. Devutni Ekadashi, after Devutni Ekadashi, the marriage should be performed. This is the sleeping time of the Devatas after 22nd. This. Acha, Ekadashi, what should we eat? See, Ekadashi, normally anything you can eat, if you can manage without salt, or you can eat some kind of, fasting salt is there, you can manage with that salt in Ekadashi. Sabudana, you can eat sabudana with the salt, and you can eat some potatoes also. And some things, we have some fasting food, you can go to Woolworths, I think they will get some fasting food. And vegan also you get. Vegan? Not vegan. So you will get that also there. Acha, then Woolworths is not expensive. No, it's very expensive. Woolworths is quite expensive sometime. Why not go to Pavilion and, Checkers? Checkers is also same as Woolworths. Different. So Checkers, we can go to Checkers. You see now. If you wonder where we started from. Now to trace the thought back, this is called regression. Very difficult now. We have to force the mind. How we came on this topic? It's called indisciplined thinking. कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच गए? यज्ञ का क्या हुआ? बोले विश्व यज्ञ. What you are talking about? No, we are talking about whether to have the yajna or not. But how did you live in Checkers? कहाँ पहुँच गए? There are a series of irrational thoughts. Yukta means one who has a deliberate thinking. When he is walking, he walks with his feet fixed on the ground. Not a half is on the top, half is not there. He's jama ke chalta hai. He is aware. He's seeing, he's aware, I am seeing this person. He is scanning. When he's eating, he's living an awareful life. That this is the sixth Puri. Sometime while eating you forget also which one number is this. You should be knowing that. There's in the night. Supposing I'm eating for this 9 time in the night, including all snacks. 9 time having. Morning was number 1 with the tea. Then it was a little breakfast. Then it was the room, some snacks. Then I had a dinner. You have to track. This is called deliberate life. But I only ate 4, cashew nuts. No, your 4 is 4 of each. So that makes it many fold. How many cashew nuts? But I didn't count. No, you should count. While eating, you have to count it. You have to count your walnut. You have to count your, what nut is there? Brazil nut. Don't just ऐसे से खाते चले जा रहे हैं. That should be eaten in numbers, not in kilograms. So when you lead an awareful life, that I started talking to this person at this time and I am talking till 1 hour. ऐसा नहीं. You have to lead a very deliberate life. Yukta. And when you can be alert, then you can be alert in the mind. See, thought of anger is there. Why thought of anger is there? Because of X reason. Now this shlok says, I'll come back to it, I don't do anything. Please note, this is meditation. And what is there? So Bhashkar writes, Yukta samahita san manyet chintet. And Tattvid word, underline those who have Bhashya, Atmano yathatmyam. Kya badhiya shabd hai. Atmano yathatmyam, as is the nature of the self. Tattvam vetti parmardarshi. Now he says, Kada katham va tattvam avdharyan manyet. How a tattvam avdharyan means ascertaining my own nature. Now I'm ascertaining. Avdharyan means ascertaining. Ascertaining means emphasizing. When you are talking to yourself actually. Talking to yourself, you can say. Not talking to others. You are what is called self-suggestion you are doing. Auto-suggestion, what you say. And here number of activities are mentioned. Please note. Jnanendriya Vyavahar, Karmendriya Vyavahar and Prana Vyavahar. 3 are there in this, in the list which is there. Jnanendriya Vyavahar is, Karmendriya Vyavahar is, you see, Pashyan, this is Jnanendriya Vyavahar. Till Ashnan is Jnanendriya. Pashyan, Shrunman, Isprashan, Jigran, Ashnan. This is Jnanendriya. All sense organ are, while seeing, while hearing, while eating, while touching, all this is Jnanendriya. Is it okay? And what is Karmendriya Vyavahar? Pralapan. Pralapan. Granhan. Gachan. And Payu and Upast is mentioned as Visrajan. So 5 Karmendriya there. Vak, Pani, Payu, Pad, Upast. So 5 sense organ of action. That activity is mentioned here as Pralapan, Granhan, Gachan and Visajan. Visajan includes, means excretion of evacuation. This is second. Where is Pran? Where is Pran word? Jaldi batao. Shwasan, while breathing. Shwasan. And Swapan. Swapan. You saw Swapan word? Swapan and Shwasan. Swapan means, here Swapan doesn't mean sleeping, because he's sleeping he can't meditate. If he is sleeping, how can he think of Atma? So Swapan means resting, reclining. If we already slept, how will he think I am Brahman? So Swapan has the meaning here as resting, reclining. Reclining. He is not totally gone to deep slumbers. And then he cannot think. He is reclining, he is resting, he is aware that he is just giving a bodily rest. And unmission nimishan means blinking. Voluntary and involuntary activities. See, unmission nimishan api. Api means even though he is doing that. What to say if he is not doing that? Even if he is scolded, he doesn't get angry. What to say if he is not scolded? Even word. Even if I say harsh words, he doesn't get angry. What to say if he doesn't get? There is a meaning here. Even if he is not fasting, he doesn't eat. What to say if he is fast? He cannot. Even if nobody is there, he is very quiet. What to say if others are there? Even api samalo. So a lot of list of activities are given. Oh, come back to 7th. In the Gita press, they have separated 1 line and 3 lines. In that Gita press book. I mean in the Bhashya. Not in the small book. The small book is together. 8th verse, first line. What he is deliberating and contemplating and repeating and thinking. Naiva kinchit karomi te karomi. Aham kinchit na eva karomi. I am not doing anything. Why? Why? Because he is not a part of a configuration or assemblage, morning class. Well, the morning class will also come here, of course. All scriptures are in one tune, they are all saying the same thing. They are all in music. There is a music and harmony. Not that Gita says something, Ramayana says something, Purana says something. If you feel differences, that means you are not matured in understanding. Immature person finds differences. That means you cannot reconcile everything. He knows I am not a part of this system. Activity is going on. I am speaking. Well, no, mouth is speaking. There is a total self. Shrotrasya shrotam manaso manoyat. That is not speaking. Only drishta is there. A speaker is not the one which I am. I am the self of the speaker also. Later on, you sharpen up. So, aham na karomi. Are you finding it difficult in your mind? See, I am speaking here. I am speaking. Aham bhakta. But there is a self who is not speaking, who is seeing the speaker. After that, if I am dining, there is a self who is not dining. After that, supposing I am walking, there is self who is not walking. After that, supposing I am talking, there is self who is not talking. Shift the attention from action to actionless. Shift the attention from the one who is a part to the unpartable. Shift the attention from the one who is relative to the absolute. Shift. Then I will be sleeping. Then when somebody who is awake in the sleep also. Well, why can't he sleep? Why? With nothing else, sleeping means covered by ignorance. It can't be covered by ignorance because coverer is bigger than the covered. How can ignorance cover it? This tablecloth has to be bigger than the table. Then only it is called tablecloth. Otherwise it will be called mat. If the tablecloth is smaller, it will be a mat. Tablecloth has to cover it. So, got now? So if that Brahman or the self or the Atma, which Atma? Which Atma? Which was talked in 4th chapter. And which was talked in 11 to 25th sloka of 2nd chapter. Oh. Avyaktoham avigaryoyam achintyoyam ukchate. Yes, that shloka is there. Which is all pervading, which is nitya, which is in one in all. That Atma. Ignorance can't cover, so Atma cannot sleep. Atma cannot sleep. It is awake. Rather, awake word also cannot be used because it never slept. Awake is with respect to sleep. Somebody went to sun, he said, Surya Devata, I am coming from the night. He said, what is night? Surya Devata said, what is night? I don't know what is night. Night is with your terminologies. Sleeping is not in the self. He is awake. I am that. I am not a part. When you repeat this thought with understanding, it is not a mantra. It is a repetition of understanding. Repetition of mantra is upasana. And repetition of understanding is nididhyasa. Is vidvat sannyas. If somebody disturbs me, then Arey bhai, you have to still keep that in your mind. You keep that in your mind. Like when you are driving, you keep the goal where I have to go, destination is there. You have something. You keep something in your mind. Sometimes I have seen the jugglers are there, they are juggling with six balls like that. Or there are people who put lot of pots on their head, 10 pots. And they are moving like that. They come. There are 10 pots on the top. Lot of talent shows are there. So that is there. And they are moving. And they are stepping like that. Stepping down. And sometimes they are stepping up from the behind. And sometimes pots are there and pots are put like that and fire is also there on the pot. And they have to step back without seeing something. Step like this, retrogression. They are doing everything but their mind is fixed on the balance only. They are making practice is there. One thought is there. Similarly, jugglers are there. They have six balls. So while juggling, their attention is that I should be, this ball is coming, this is coming, this is coming. It doesn't fall. In one ball, our one ball falls. Because our attention span is not there. We don't have attention span. It's very low. All games are based like that. So this seeker, he has mastered. So he is sitting. What? That this body, mind, world is not real. I am the reality. But he's shouting at you. He's shouting on my body, not me. I'm not a part of this shouting. I'm not the part of his praise. I was the one who was awake in the sleep. I was not dreaming. In me dream was coming. I didn't get up in the morning. Then morning came in me. He's taking everything in binary format. Binary format? 1-0 format. I am real, everything is false. This is called binary format. This is nididhyasa. Nididhyasa is not thoughtlessness, is not meditation. Thoughtlessness will not take you anywhere. You can be quiet at the most. But I am mastering this aspect. Naiva kinchit karomi. Please note, who has not passed 1, 2, 3, 4, he can't come here. If he is ragi, dveshi, then he can't leave all these things and think on that for a long time. Even if you think, you say, my child is playing, lo, maya aa gaya wahan pe. You should have loosened your mindness in karma yoga and then come. And supposing it is said, only aham is real, all is unreal, well, how can my wife be unreal? Although she asks unreal things. But how can she be unreal? Where you are attached, you can't say it is unreal. You cannot say, it is difficult. You find difficult, your mind will not accept it. Therefore, that sadhana is not meant for that person. For that sadhana, the person will say, okay, do say God's, bring karma yoga there, bring bhakti there. Bhagwan ka sab kuch hai. Your child belongs to God. Haan, this I accept. This I can accept. Offer it to God. Haan, this I can try. But to go in 1-0 format, that is very difficult for a attached person. Well, your enemy is unreal. No, I have. How can I say unreal? What shall I do? First, mellow down. Soften your heart. Divinize it. Devotionalize it. Purify it. After purification is illumination. Meditation is illumination. Karma yoga is purification. First sanitization, then meditation. You have not sanitized the mind. It has lot of infections. And you are sitting in meditation and you will be failed. You will fail. And then you say, I can't meditate. Who asked you to meditate? Do some seva there. Clean the temple. Do washing work. Some seva work will come for half an hour. Well, no time is there when we'll give the time also. Okay. मुश्किल हो गया ना मेडिटेशन वाला. I told you this slok is subtler. Kada, kada means how. Katham, kada means where. Katham means how. Kada, kada, katham. Don't say katha, katham. Kada, katham. Va tattvam avadharyan manyeta. Now he is sitting. Therefore you see many saints just sitting like that. You will feel he is sitting doing nothing, but his activity is quite high. Not doing is very difficult. Not doing anything mentally is very difficult. Doing is easier. Because not doing requires that you have no vasana. You are impressionless. You have no force inside. And you think he is not doing. Because you think it is only body, but he is already in illumination area. So second, I have not talked about 9th slok, second line. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Om Har Namah Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadev Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Krishna Chandra Bhagwan Ki Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamidach Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vachishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. 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 Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. 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 वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे। हे नाथ